It's time for the show that engages with people of the combat sports world. And now, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed combat sports show champion of the world, Flash Knockdown!
Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me on episode 15 of Flash Knockdown with the reigning, defending, almighty fighting, amateur, lightweight champion, and the reigning, defending, Cage Warriors Academy, lightweight champion, Marvellous, Marcus Lewis.
Welcome. There's only one Marvellous, and it's Marvin, you know that. You can't be doing that, don't try. Yeah, Marvellous. I like it, but I'm not taking it. Yeah.
You're not taking it? Oh.
That's fucking illegal.
Marvellous,
That's
Marvin,
a dagger through the heart, man.
I feel like he's wow. Marvin.
Oh,
I don't know. Next week coming to get me, mate. You know what he's
God.
Like.
Oh, God. How are you, Marcus?
I'm not bad, brother. How's yourself?
Very well. Excited to be on?
I am, yeah. So excited and a bit nervous at the same time. Don't really sort of avoided doing this sort of thing for a while, but at the same time, let's go, you know what I mean? I'm happy to be here.
Good. Don't worry. I'm nervous too.
You do this all the time, bro. I don't like this, you know what I mean? I've avoided this, but let's go. I'm ready. I'm happy to be here.
Good.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Well, it's an honor to have you on the show, Marcus. And before we go any further, could you give the viewers an overview of your MMA career, the gym you represent, and how people can find you online, please, Marcus?
Yeah, basically, I've been doing MMA about 3 years. Been a little bit active this year and halfway through last year. Obviously, this year due to coronavirus and last year due to like a little bit of personal things. How many fights have I had? I think I'm 6 or 7-1. Not too sure, to be honest. I should have checked really before we came on, but I'm thereabouts. I train at Titanium MMA in down Liverpool under Gavin Hughes and James Lewis. What else was to the question? Sorry, where was I? Was that all you wanted from me?
Yeah, and how people can find you online. Because it's all about you.
Me. Instagram, Marcus Lewis MMA. Don't bother with Facebook. I don't really look at it.
Fine. Okay. Well, you know where to find him. Instagram.
Yeah, that's where you find me. Nowhere else, bro. I'm a bit of a nightmare for everything else.
Well, thank you very much, Marcus, for that. And we now move on to the next part of the show that I've called Flash Choices. For first-time viewers, I will ask Marcus 10 questions with 2 possible answers. And Marcus, you choose the one that best suits in a flash. Got it?
Cool.
Okay, brother. First one, Marcus. Kickboxer or blood sport?
Blood sport.
Blood sport, why? Kumite.
Don't like kickboxer. Never have. Never have liked kickboxer.
Really?
Yeah, never have.
Okay.
Yeah. My dad had a little bit to do with like on the sets and that, and told me like things that were going on. Like, I'm not really a Van Damme fan. Apparently, yeah, like obviously you've seen in later life he broke down, crying, doing all the things he'd done in the past, and he's just not like a real fighter, is he? So I can't get behind.
No, he's not. I think he started off as a ballerina.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So he's suspect anyway. So
the muscles from Brussels.
Yeah.
The second one, Marcus. The 2nd of March, 2019, or the 25th of May, 2019.
What's the significance? What's the significance, bro? First,
you tell me. So the 2nd of March, 2019, or the 25th of May, 2019. Oh, Marcus, you've won too many titles.
What's this, bro?
You've stopped counting. So the 2nd of March, 2019 is when you won the Cage Warriors Academy title.
Oh, you know more than me, lad. I couldn't tell you that. I could never tell you that. You're never going to get me there. I was thinking, whose birthday is it or what's going on here? Either or. They're both good nights. I couldn't compare either.
No? Okay. Wow.
All right,
Go on, give us one.
Whichever one was the almighty one.
25th of May.
Yeah.
That one. All right, cool.
Good,
yeah, that was good. All right.
Exciting night.
It was. And we'll cover that later. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Cool. So third one, Marcus, Super Sage Northcutt or Stephen Wonderboy Thompson? Wonderboy. Any reason?
I just like his style a little bit more. The way he's longer. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to see him be better in the pocket, but I just prefer to. I gravitate more to him. I couldn't give you a particular reason, to be honest. I just gravitate a little bit more to him.
Sure. Yep. He defeated Jeff Neal at the end of 2020. Fourth one, Marcus, Sweet Corn or Tiger Nuts?
Ooh.
You like that one, isn't it?
That's a coffee question. That I'll give you that.
Yeah. I
Sweet
did
corn.
my research. Sweet corn.
Yeah.
Why?
It's all round and effective. Tiger Nuts filled them up too much.
I see. See, only on Flash Knockdown do you get to learn about fishing baits and MMA at the same time. Fifth one, Marcus, spinning wheel kick or spinning back fist?
Spinning wheel kick.
Spinning wheel kick.
Cartwheel kick.
Yeah, you love that, don't you?
Yeah. When it lands, it's spectacular. Everyone
really
erupts.
Everyone does erupt. Absolutely. Sixth one, Marcus, Big Tasty Burger or Gavin Big Tasty Hughes?
No question, Gavin Big Tasty Hughes, no question.
Tell us about your relationship with Gavin and how he's helped you in your transition to MMA.
Just nothing but love between us, just there for each other, just pushing each other all the time, you know what I mean? Just he helped me transition by basically accepting what I already had, not trying to change it. Like when I've been to like a few different places trying to do MMA before I started, and he sort of tried to just adjust everything and sort of change it to like a carbon copy of everybody else in the gym. But he works with me, talks with me, takes my knowledge on, and basically merges his knowledge with me to make me an all-round better fighter, which is what MMA is all about, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, he's helped me grow a lot.
And are you helping him prepare for his return to Bellator in April?
As a body, yeah, for him to throw around on the floor.
Yeah, he's
try and get a kick or two in there, but you know, my man's mean on the ground. It's just yeah. Once he gets old, he's like a shark, mate. He's got old, yeah. Probably he is.
Yeah, he's the king of the guillotine chokes, isn't he?
Gavatine, I'm telling you.
Gavatine, yeah. I love that.
Man, yeah. He was talking about that today, funny enough. He was literally talking about that today, yeah. Literally 10:30 this morning.
That's brilliant,
Gavatine. Talking about that.
Gavatine. And if you had to choose your favourite burger, what would that be?
I'm a very plain guy, you know. Just any good beef burger, mate. I'd prefer to go to a pub than a Mackey's or something. You know what I mean? a thick piece, you know what I mean? I'm easy.
Yeah. Okay. Next one, Marcus. Ryu or Ken?
Ken.
Okay. Yeah. WKF champion or UFC champion?
UFC.
Yeah. Do you have aspirations of making it to the UFC one day?
Yeah, I think every cage fighter does. I'd be lying if I said no altogether, you know what I mean? But right now, it's not like the main place I'm looking towards. I think I'd like to try like the Asian route first.
Okay.
Just like get more experience on that sort of circuit, and then obviously move on up into the UFC.
Sure, absolutely. John Conti or Tony Bellew?
Tony Bellew. Scouser, of course. Gotta get behind my man, of course.
Yeah. John Conti's a Scouser, I think, from Kirby.
Yeah, but that's not Liverpool, is it?
Is that not Liverpool?
It is and it isn't.
Merseyside.
Yeah. You can't. It's not Liverpool. Like, you see my man running around Sefton Park at 5:30 in the morning doing the same laps I do. You know what I mean?
Right.
He come to our gym as a kid, to be honest.
That's right.
My dad was very good friends with his dad, Tony. So obviously he's part of like this, you know, the whole Mushin Kai family in a distant way, but we're obviously supporting.
That's right, yeah, because Tony was being trained with your dad when he was doing kickboxing at about 10.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah. I think he got to his brown belt, I think. Because his dad used to do the doors with my dad. So obviously
That's right.
he knew my dad trained people, so he brought him to us and he done train with him. Then I think he went to the boxing straight off.
Okay. And Kirby is not part of Liverpool.
It is. I'm not saying it's not Liverpool altogether.
Right.
It's just a little bit on the motorway on the outside Liverpool. You know what I mean? It's like,
okay.
no, I'm not against it. Like, I've got loads of mates from Kirby and that, but at the same time, it's Kirby. I look at Kirby as Kirby. You know what I mean? It's like,
okay.
It's up there.
Love it. You're very loyal. I love that. And then the last one, Marcus, James Lewis or Joe Lewis?
James Lewis.
James
Lewis. I'm not the biggest boxer anyway. He's the biggest boxing fan anyway, so you're never going to get me on there. So James Lewis all day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was actually meaning Joe Lewis, who is known as the father of American kickboxing and twice voted the greatest.
Joe, sorry, Joe.
Yeah, the greatest karate practitioner.
There, didn't you? You put me a sticky one there.
Yeah. So I'll repeat the question: James Lewis, or
Dave's
Joe Lewis. All right, I'll answer for you.
James
Joe Lewis.
Doggedness, no, just James.
James.
And loyalty.
All right.
But you put me in a sticky one there, I'll ask you.
And this is still my boy!
Good.
Sorry, Jay.
Sorry, okay, fair enough. And how did you find out overall, Marcus? Good questions?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. That was good questions. I like that. It was great. I was surprised by some of them, but it was good, yeah. I'm a bit slow, as well. I've been fighting my whole life, I've been getting punched in the head all the time. So sometimes you take a little split second to get where we're going.
No, you were fine.
I'm not big on names and fighters. I don't watch a lot of fighting. People think I'd be into it every single day, you know what I mean? I watch who I'm going to fight and certain fighters who I like to take things off. I won't sit there and watch a whole UFC card. I don't know half people are. I'm shocking, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Well, you did very well there. Very, very well there, Marcus. And I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Good.
Yeah, it's good times.
Fantastic. Thank you, Marcus. So normally, Marcus, I'd be keen to flashback and look at how you got into martial arts, but that's already well documented. So instead, let's look at your MMA flashlights. First of all, we haven't really heard you speak in any great length on your MMA career. Is there a reason why?
No particular reason. I've been spoke to you about doing a few podcasts and that in the past, but I've always just sort of a fight. As long as I'm fighting, we're doing something, you know what I mean? So there's been a bit of a lull obviously right now, so I think this is the perfect time to sit down. So I hope my MMA career, you know what I mean? First time I've seen as a good opportunity for myself to sit down.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, I'm glad you chose Flash Knockdown to do that. That's great. So to set the scene for everyone, Marcus is one of the best UK amateur mixed martial artists with a striking ability that comes with being a 5th Dan black belt. Why did you decide to make the move to MMA, Marcus?
I love my sport that I come from. It's not grown. There's only so much more you could do. There was only so much more I could do within the sport. There's still a few big competitions I could have went to and fought in, but what for? Me paying to go around the world to pay to fight, which, it's how a sport starts and how a sport can evolve, but there's too many organisations. You can be a WAKO champion, a WAKO champion, a WKC champion, WMO, ICO, the AG, AAAF, whatever, let's say acronyms you want to make up. It's just too diluted, you know what I mean? And like I say, there's no prospect of being pro. You can say he's a high-level fighter, he's a world-level fighter, but it's down to you as a spectator or a fighter to decide who is that, as opposed to a real board who sits down and says, here's number 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's just, I wanted a bit more from what I'm putting in.
Yeah. And with karate now being included in the Olympic Games, do you feel that's a step forward in the right direction?
It is, but the Olympics is going to dilute it, aren't they, a little bit? It's going to make it more... It was WAKO, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't WAKO get in? Yeah, to be honest, they're one of the biggest. But it's just that they're going to have to now abide to the rules and things. It's not going to be about power and shots. I'm not saying it's all about karate. It's not about taking your head off. But it's still... In the 80s, when you landed a punch, if you didn't get a bit of a reaction from them, you couldn't just touch them. You needed a little bit to see that shot had a little bit of effectiveness, like it would be in the street. That's the idea of a point. The idea of a point in my mind is to, when it's on, be the first to land the shot, be effective, hit the person, and then the referee says stop. But in real life, that's you getting the first shot, and normally in a street fight, whoever gets the first shot gets the second and the third shot, and it's over, isn't it?
It's done. Yeah.
So
Does MMA work better for you in that case?
it's just that I'm going to get more for what I'm putting in. I know that there's some sort of end goal. There's something I can sit there and put my mind towards, and I can go, I want this, I want that. I can aim towards a UFC belt. I can aim towards one. I can aim to like develop my career. Whereas, as I say, I still love my sport. I still teach my sport. I still think it's one of the best things to learn as a base. But fighting forever, it's not going to get you anywhere in particular, except for a good reputation within the world, which is a small community.
Yeah.
Like I had a K1 fight, and I remember fighting the lad, and after he went, "Oh yeah, I expected you to just tip tap me," and that's the sort of like respect that we've got from a lot of the martial arts. They think that we're just tippy tappy, touch each other, sort of thing. And obviously, I wanted to get past that and move on, and get a bit of respect in the whole martial arts community.
I gotcha. And how did you team up with Titanium Combat Academy?
That was actually through my friend Michael Minard. I'm actually sitting here wearing the blue top now. I've always got this on it. He's just gone pro himself. He's a boxer. I was seeing him one day, and he knew that I wanted to do MMA. I was talking to him. Yeah, I want to do some, and he said, "Go down to Titanium. You know, got your mates down there. They're all sound and that." So I've been to every gym in Liverpool at one point or another, just sort of trying it out. Had a little go. Not saying anything was wrong with them, but just I felt more at home at Titanium. I don't think anyone directly ever like was funny towards me, but doing karate and that and coming in like I always had karate pants on and everywhere I was going and that, you know what I mean? You get like a bit like, who's this coming in the gym sort of. I understand it. I've done it myself. I've had people come in my gym wearing black belts and that, but I went down to Titanium and it was sort of the start of a new gym, so there was no real egos or no one there to like be nervous of me or not want me there. So basically, I went down there and started off, met Gavin Hughes, as we spoke about before, and we got on like a house on fire.
Yeah, brilliant. And that used to be the old Falcon pub, right?
Yeah, the old Falcon pub, down in Everley.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a pub no more.
No. And when did you join Titanium? What year?
Oh, lad, if you're going to keep asking me dates, we're going to have a long night. I'd say 3-4 years. I'd say around that. I thought, you know me dates better than me. So after my first fight, I'd probably train Titanium for like 6 months, maybe.
Yeah, you made your debut in September 2017.
Yeah, so probably 6 months before that, we say.
6 months before that, okay.
Yeah.
And how much did you work on things like your grappling before deciding you were ready to accept your first MMA challenge?
To be honest, we just worked on a few key things, which we'll talk about one of them later that we obviously didn't work on enough. But we basically worked on, as soon as I hit the floor is lava sort of thing. Get up. Randy Couture saying, you know what I mean? The floor is lava. As soon as I touched the floor, hand in the face, getting my arm in the air, swimming straight up off the ground. That was basically our basic plan for the beginning. Just don't let nobody get me on the floor. Stay long range. We should be sweet. Which worked for a little bit.
It did work for a little bit.
K1 stuck eventually, but it worked a little bit.
It did. It really did. And prior to your MMA debut, you had a distinguished combat sports career, winning multiple world champions. If you could put a number on it, how many competitive fights would you say you had? And what were some of your major achievements?
Don't think I could put a number on it. It's my earliest memories of being in sports arenas. I always say one of my earliest memories of fighting was my first tournament that I ever came second in. And then the tournaments after, I'm very young here, by the way. I can't even remember how old I am. These like flashback moments that you can just about see in your head. And I remember spinning up kicking a kid. And I remember they took him out in a little neck brace. He was only like 5 or 6. Nothing was wrong with the kid. They just seen a little kid crying. He was on the floor. They put a little neck brace on and come over here, mate. You know what I mean? But I remember seeing him with a little tear in his eye. His little neck brace on. That's like one of my earliest memories as a kid. I was only 4 or something, 5 or something. You know what I mean? Wow. So that's just like a flash snippet. So, and that's just one of many days we compete. One day you could have 20 fights. You could have 2 fights as well. But we just rammed, not in and out. Biggest wins, biggest like moments.
Achievements.
Sorry. I don't know. There's so many different little things flashing towards me. I'd say just beating certain fighters that was sort of my main thing. People I had to get past, like Dominic Aversa, his brother Fontuna Aversa. Just so many names flushing towards me head that it's just hard to keep track, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd say winning my first junior world title would be probably one of my proudest moments, because I was a fat kid. You know, it was surprisingly, yeah. I weren't massive, I weren't silly fat, but I had weight on me. So for 4 years straight, I was fighting in the plus 70 kilogram section, from 13 to the youngest kid in the section for 4 or 5 years straight, getting absolutely pounded everywhere, like coming off going, oh, Mum, I've got a headache. Going to Spain to meet people fighting this Irish lad. Shane, he's one of my biggest things as well, because he was 18 at the time and I was 15, I'd say. And beating him was one of my proudest moments. It's these little moments. He probably wasn't even the greatest fighter about, but it's just these little moments where I got my head whipped back in the fight with him so many times. Even after time, referee would say, stop, 1, 2, and he'd just nail me. And I was a little chubby kid. He was ripped to death, like fully grown man, 18, just like, might be been 19, like meant to be out the section, but had a year left to run over. And beating people like him, like I say, little moments more when I was a kid. Now I'm not too fussed now. I fight whoever's there, just take it as it goes. But them little moments as a kid are probably like the things that grew me from like a little fat, self-conscious kid to I've got a bit about myself, you know, like, yeah, I can fight these fellas, doesn't matter, he's well bigger than me, but I'll just nail them everywhere. So
right.
I like riff. I talk a lot as well, lad. You're going to have like a bit of, once you start me, it's like putting pennies in the machine, you know. You're just going to have me sitting there just talking at you, bro, constantly. So stop me when you need be.
No. Talk away. And you'd be remiss of me, Marcus, if I didn't mention at this stage your father.
Yeah.
Alfie Lewis, a British pioneer and a decorated and revered martial artist. Tell us about the influence he had on you.
Ragged me out of bed at 4 a.m, run around Sefton Park. That was like that again. This when I was like 10. Just beast you, take you to the gym, get trained for an hour, adults, fully grown men, and then he'd send you to school, straight home, 2-3 hours in the gym. So he had a significant impact on the person that I am now, and the martial artist that I am now. Probably the main thing he instilled in me is mental toughness. Like, I don't believe you have to be the fittest, the strongest. Don't get me wrong, you got to be fit as well. I'm not saying don't be fit, but fighting is about being smart, and I think, and being strong-minded.
This is not about, oh, I'm tough, I'm gonna show you guys how I'm tough. Of course I'm tough, but I'm smart too. I'm more smart than tough. And people watch on my record and they think, oh, this guy tough. This is not about tough. This is about mind. This is about how you think when you fight. Like, you know, like this is about everything.
I'd probably say that's the main thing he taught me, is just be smarter and be more tough in the mind.
I see. And are you tough on your kids?
Yeah and no. Yeah and no. You know, I say my dad was tough on me, but at the same time, once I wasn't in the gym, he wasn't always, you know, a bit of a bastard. Like, he wasn't always, you know what I mean? He could be, you know what I mean? It wasn't, I need it. It's just made me the person I am. It's just instilled a bit of discipline in me. I'm toughish. Find it hard though. Once you're talking to your babies, it's different, isn't it?
Completely different.
It's hard.
Very hard. Very hard.